Hey folks, welcome back to Fresh Produce. I'm Pete from BTI. Today I'm going to jump right into it. I've got a new brand I want to introduce to you, new to the BTI catalog, and they're pretty young overall. This brand is called Railias, and it's a new truck bed, kind of modular bike rack system. So getting into some of the details, kind of the core of the product is this big rail system. This is going to wrap over the tailgate of your truck. There's a couple different versions to fit different size vehicles. It's got a really nice foam pad to protect the vehicle. And it's just not going to hold on to dust the same way as some big tailgate pads are. It's lockable too, and just small, kind of looks clean. Another really important point, look how small this thing is compared to a tailgate pad. It's going to fit in storage in your garage a lot easier and much less expensive to ship around if you needed to do that. So onto this rail system, a whole bunch of accessories can be attached. Let's focus today on the fork mount bike rack system. This thing is going to just clip right onto the rail. You can adjust up and down to make it fit correctly in your vehicle, and then the bike fork mounts to this one. They've got a bunch of a bunch of different adapters to make this work for different axle standards. So 15 mil through axle, etc. Drop that right in, locks in place, pretty slick setup. I think a really unique piece of this is this is sitting on the bed rail. Imagine the tailgate's down. Currently it's out of the bed and a little bit easier to get your fork mounted up onto this. And then as you close the tailgate, the bike actually rolls back in. I think this makes sense so much to me for folks that have like a cap on the bed, truck bed, and needing to get that thing rolled in without having to really like lift and maneuver it awkwardly. It's going to just move inward as you lift the tailgate. Another really cool piece of this, if you store your bike at home, if you had a fork mount setup, a lot of times you need to get home after a ride, put the wheel on, put your bike in your storage, wherever you keep it there. With this setup, you can actually mount their accessory block on your wall. Get home, don't even put the wheel on, just lift the whole bike, including the fork mount right off, and mount it on your wall with the fork mount rack. So it's ready to go back on the truck again on your next ride. So it makes a ton of sense to me for those that store their bike, kind of close to the vehicle and don't want to go on and off all the time. Another really key point to this thing fits in vans super well. So if you had a cargo van or some other setup, this is a really robust, simple system. Allows you to lock that rack or other accessories right on inside the van, wherever you choose to mount this thing. Speaking of other accessories, they've got this really cool umbrella that mounts right onto the rail system. So imagine yourself sitting at the bike park on a hot summer day. In between runs, you can pop this thing up and open, get some relief, and look out for a bunch of other accessories. I've heard them talking about the future, and there's a whole system kind of that'll round out this kit. If you think you might like to try the Railias tailgate system, make sure you ask at your local bike shop and tell them BTI sent you.